Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Houston Texans lose to the Indianapolis Colts 31-20 in the home opener, as the Houston Texans did struggle on defense in this ball game and struggled in the first half on defense really bad, giving up 28 points. But the defense got better in the second half, only giving up 3 points on defense, and the offense got hot in the fourth quarter as Stroud started having some great drives, managing some great drives for the Houston Texans. In the fourth quarter, the Texans scored twice with a 36-yard field goal and a 23-yard touchdown pass to Tank Dell. And with 9 minutes remaining, the Texans would only be down 11 points. Stroud led another great drive where the Texans probably should have scored a touchdown, but the Texans had to settle for a 46-yard field goal. The first kick was blocked. It was a 46-yard field goal by Kaimi Fairbairn. There was a flag on the play. I think it was false start on the offense for the kicking team for the Texans. Then the Colts declined it. I don't think they meant to do that, because if they accepted it, then it would have been no good because they blocked the kick. It was they should not decline the kick, but then it became a 51-yard field goal for Kaimi Fairbairn with a 5-yard penalty, and he missed the 51-yard field goal as well. Stroud, the Texans got the ball again with like a minute and something remaining. Texans, had a decent drive, but really didn't go anywhere. But Stroud was okay. Stroud was really good in this game. Not okay. He's thrown in his NFL career, he's thrown a total of 91 passes. So 91 passes in his first 2 games. So 91 passes with a total of 58 completions, and has thrown no interceptions. I know the Texans have lost both games, 9-25 to the Ravens and 20-31 against the Colts, but no interceptions and 91 passes for C.J. Stroud for a rookie, in my opinion, is incredible. Most likely, Stroud will throw 100 passes with no interceptions. Because the next game's against Jacksonville. I could see CJ throwing an interception at some point in the ball game, but I don't see him throwing an interception early on in the game next week. So, there's a decent chance you could see Stroud in his, as a rookie, throw 100 straight passes without throwing an interception. That's really impressive for a rookie, and he looked really good today. He threw for almost 400 passing yards, 30 for 47, 2 passing touchdowns. And let's get into the scoring summary. So, Anthony Richardson, also want to note that he got hurt in this game, and he played the first quarter, then came out, and then Gardner Minshew came in and played very well for the Colts. He looked very good for the Colts today. So the scoring summary, first quarter, you have 3 touchdowns. So the first touchdowns are both Anthony Richardson rushing touchdowns, 15 yards and 18 yards for Anthony Richardson. Extra point is good, and it's 14-0 on both of them. Then C.J. Stroud's first touchdown pass in the NFL was an 8-yard touchdown pass to Nico Collins, who had a career day today, and it is 14-7 with the extra point going in. But then the second quarter, a touchdown for the Colts, Zach Moss, 11-yard touchdown rush. Extra point is good, it's 21-7. Then Kaimi Fairbairn with 4 minutes remaining has a 29-yard field goal make. It's 21-10. Then Gardner Minshew throws a 4-yard touchdown pass to Kylen Granson, his first NFL touchdown. It's 28-10. Then the third quarter, Matt Gay makes a 42-yard field goal. It's 31-10. That is the first score of the second half. And then the fourth quarter, you have a field goal good by Kaimi Fairbairn, 36-yard field goal. It's 31-13. And then a Tank Dell 23-yard touchdown from C.J. Stroud. Tank Dell's first touchdown reception in the NFL, and C.J. Stroud's second career touchdown pass in the NFL. Extra point is good. It's 31-20. Game leaders, Gardner Minshew threw 19 for 23 through 171 passing yards with 1 passing touchdown, while C.J. threw 30 for 47 with 385 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns. Rushing yards, Zach Moss, 18 carries, 88 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Dameon Pierce struggles again. He gets more carries this game. Last week he had 11 carries. This week he has 15 carries for 31 rushing yards. But I don't want to blame Dameon Pierce because he is missing his 4 out of the offensive line. So four out of the 5 starting offensive linemen. So I think that's a big part of why Dameon Pierce has struggled throughout the first 2 weeks. Then receiving yards, Michael Pittman Jr. had 8 receptions for 56 receiving yards, while Nico Collins had a career day, 7 receptions for 146 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. Getting into some other stats for the Texans, 4 rushes and 14 rushing yards for Devin Singletary. Anthony Richardson also threw 6 for 10 for 56 passing yards before he got hurt. Besides Nico Collins, Robert Woods had a great day. 2 of C.J. Stroud's favorite targets. Robert Woods had 6 receptions for 74 receiving yards, while Tank Dell, another favorite target for C.J. Stroud, had 7 receptions for 72 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown. Dalton Schultz finally got in the mix for the Texans, but really didn't get going until that fourth quarter with 4 receptions for 34 receiving yards. And then Brevin Jordan had 2 receptions for 27 receiving yards, while John Mechie, in his first NFL game since leukemia, making his NFL debut, had 1 reception for 17 receiving yards. Fumbles in this game. C.J. Stroud did lose a fumble in this ball game. It's one of the drives that the Colts scored. And then Tank Dell lost a fumble, but it was he recovered his own fumble, and then Jarrett Patterson also fumbled, and that was it. And then fumbles for the Colts. Kwity Paye recovered the C.J. Stroud fumble, and Michael Pittman also did fumble in this ball game. But the play that Michael Pittman Jr. fumbled, the ball went out of bounds. Our leader in tackles, MJ Stewart had 10 tackles for the Texans. He was their leader in tackles. 0 tackles for loss and 0 sacks compared to the 4 and 7 the Texans had last week against the Ravens. They had 4 sacks last week and 7 tackles for loss. I think a big thing has to be the fact that the Houston Texans were facing a great offensive line. The linebackers Denzel Perryman and Henry To'oTo'o had a good game. Perryman had 8 tackles, and Henry To'oTo'o, linebacker from Alabama, had 7 tackles. Well, both Tavier Thomas and Derek Stingley Jr. had 6 tackles, and also Sheldon Rankins had 3 tackles, and Will Anderson Jr. had 3 tackles. But no tackles for loss and 0 sacks for the Texans today. 0 interceptions in the whole ball game, and the only lost fumble in this game was by C.J. Stroud in the first quarter. So that was it for this ball game. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed them. Your thoughts, and peace out. Go Texans.